What's your favorite Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared song? Mine is... I've been wanting to talk about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared for a while now, but I just haven't been able to find the words in order to do a full retrospective. Maybe next year. But I did think of this one way I could quickly chat about this show without getting too in-depth, and that's by ranking one of the most iconic features, the songs, from both the original YouTube series and the new TV show. These songs are all just so great in their own special way, and there's no bad one of the batch. For today, I'm going to be judging these songs lyrically, thematically, visually, and instrumentally. I'm no expert at reviewing songs, but I do have a good grasp at musical stuff, so I still feel qualified to make this video. Also, I decided not to include the songs from the deleted pilot, just because I've never seen a high-quality version of them, they no longer exist, and because I've only ever seen the first half of that episode. I will say though, the security song is pretty good, and Wakey Wakey would genuinely be number 1. Now let's get into the discussion. In last place is Brain Friends. It's definitely not bad, it's clever and catchy, but I just don't really care that much of what it's parodying. I get the whole point is that it's inside Yellow Guy's head, but that doesn't change the fact I'm not interested in this brain world. It also doesn't help that this is from my least favorite episode, but we'll get into that later. Next up is the Big Boy song. I don't really have a good reason for it being low. It's just short and nothing special due to it being 2 songs playing at once. There's also not that much going on visually here. Okay, now we're back to the friendship episode. The main reason this is my least favorite of the bunch is because of this little eagle. I get the whole point of his character is that he's meant to be annoying, but that doesn't change the fact that he gets really old really fast and the whole song with him is kinda unpleasant. It's not bad though, but not great. Last place in terms of the original YouTube series is the Dream song. It is very intense and creepy with amazing visuals and great lyrics. It's just really short and ends before it can really stand out. The climax where all the different songs culminate though is super cool. Now we're on to the B tier. Starting us off with is Transportation sung by Grandpa Thomas. I love the visuals of the guy continually morphing as he tries to confusingly explain how transportation has evolved throughout the years, only for the trio to constantly interrupt him in a very funny way. I feel like it gets a bit too repetitive after a while, and it could be a bit funnier, but it's still really solid. Next up on the list is Electricity. If I'm being honest, Duck's insanely funny talk about his shredder propelled this song much higher than it would be otherwise. It's still good, starting with this funky guy with great visuals, adding amazing instruments and lyrics. Besides the obvious magnum opus that is Duck's shredder, my favorite punchline in this song is how you see Electracy turning normal objects into electrical objects until she eventually turns a chair into an electric chair. It's very funny and shocking, ching. Number 15 is Jobs. I like the fast-paced, great punchlines, and perfect lyrics of it, but much like the Transportation, it gets a bit too repetitive after a while, and the whole segment with unemployed Brandon, while funny, goes on way too long. 7 times 2 is 14, and my 14th favorite DHMIS song is A Worm in Your Brain from episode 4. It's actually pretty sweet and wholesome, has great lyrics, great instruments, and leads to the iconic fight between the 3. It also shows me Red Guy in denims, which
It's better not awaken anything in me.
For the scary number 13 is an actually lighthearted song. It's kind of repetitive, doesn't overstay its welcome. It ramps up the comedy and absurdity more and more with each lyric alongside the perfect visuals until eventually leads to Yellow and Red cooking because they forgot their friends' funerals. Oopsies! Also, to all the people that think that Red Guy is hot, look at him brushing his teeth. That's horrifying, imagine kissing that! Into the A tier with the Stress song. I really wish this song was longer because everything about it is perfect. From the soothing yet unsettling instrumental, the perfectly wacky lyrics that sound deep but mean nothing, to the amazing 2D animations that just look so goddamn beautiful. We're now halfway through the list with the Blob song. The Blob is such a fun character, and everything about this song represents that. I love the piano instrumental that gets more and more loud as it goes along, mixed with the techno sound. The lyrics are really tight, and I love the claymation, especially when certain colors or objects turn into other objects. It just makes it feel so energetic and swift. Entering the top 10 by going back to the original season. The Healthy episode is probably my favorite of the YouTube series, even if the song isn't really on the same level. The unpredictable and messy instrumental theme makes it so creepy, and these uncanny visuals really help alongside the phone just suddenly stopping the song, creating a horrifying image, till it eventually ends in Yellow Guy being forced to feed on Duck as the teachers cheer. Continuing the conversation of the original series is Computer. A lot of creepy compliments I gave to the Healthy song applied to this one, but to an even greater extent, with the little glitches in this world, and even if it can get a bit too repetitive, go back to the new TV show with family. This song is equally unsettling, yet comedic due to the uncanny designs and amazing unique instrumentals. Also, Lily's singing voice is really pleasant. One of my favorite gags is Todd and E just going all out on random instruments during certain points, and also Duck's annoyed face at them. Half of 14 is 7, and number 7 is Memories. I love this song so much as it might be one of the funniest. I love the rock theme that perfectly mixes with the lovely lyrics and visuals. Especially the editing in the song is great. It's sad yet hilarious to see how Yellow fondly looks back at Duck abusing him, and even Red's remarks about the curry as he converts Blob into Duck are great. At number 6 is one super underrated song, being the Trip song. I know I've already said this a lot today, but I love everything about this song. The instrumental and lyrics are so funny and cute, especially as Red keeps honking his little horn and Duck and Yellow keep falling behind. We also get another Roy appearance, which is epic. He's such a silly little fellow, and I love his sounds as Red throws him out of the car. This song also serves as great black comedy in hindsight, seeing how they all want to go on a trip and escape, but retroactively are going on a trip that accomplishes nothing. Well, ladies, bros, and non-binary hoes, we've not only reached the S tier, but the top 5 DHMIS songs. Starting with the absolute classic that is the Time song. I honestly don't think the show would be as remembered as it is if this didn't exist. I love how many different instruments are used, usually changing in tone, but throughout the whole song is this ticking sound that keeps getting louder and louder the more tortured these characters become. It never stops stretching our characters with no stop. When they do stop, it's in the most terrifying way. This is also the song with the first Roy appearance, which is epic. This might kinda be cheating because of the 8 different variations of the song, but I don't care. The Three of Us intro song is so perfect, and I can already tell that even in a decade it will be remembered as iconic. Hell, the creators knew it would be iconic early on, as they already parodied it in the show's 2nd episode. It has a perfect beat and surprisingly never gets old or repetitive. I love how in each episode it keeps getting weirder and weirder until it's a horrifying reveal. My favorite song of the TV show, and one that I feel like is surprisingly underrated, is the song of Duck's family, where he sings about how the only person he needs in his family is him. Like Lily, Duck's singing voice is so perfect and kinda soothing as he sings this mess up yet wholesome stuff. It's just funny, strange, and creative. Everything I love in this show. In 2nd place is the first song ever, all about creativity. And guess what? This song knocks it out of the park in terms of creativity. 2 minutes in, and we already learned so many key details about these characters, and you immediately feel bad when the cracks of the horror start to show, until the universe around them breaks and the complete horror around them perfectly reflected with the bad shit instruments being introduced. One cute detail is that in the credits you can hear the crew laughing afterwards, not knowing what they just started. And the number 1 spot goes to the love song. This just has everything I love in this series. It's so good. Every lyric has some dark, deep meaning behind it, and you're always on the edge of your seat, being the perfect mix of worried and confused. The instrumental also complements all of it perfectly. Then the cinematography and beautifuls have this dreamlike quality that makes you question every single creepy detail about it. But hey, that's just my opinion, and let me know your favorites and interpretations in the comments. Have a good day. I'm gonna go do some shredding.